AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal.
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by William Hill's Final One Standing. Don't forget, if you're interested in entering big prizes to be won each and every week, you've got to get your entrance in before the games on the 17th of January. Premier League games, this week's FA Cup weekend. So in before those Premier League games. Remember, pick a team to win, you're through to the next round. If your team loses or draw, you are out. And of course, as I said, big prizes have been paid out, especially over the Christmas period, over £1 million. Free to enter, right? And as I said, terms and conditions apply. You got to be over 18, based in the UK or Ireland only. And please gamble responsibly. Now, as I just said, it's FA Cup weekend. No Premier League games this weekend. Arsenal going away to Portsmouth. Haven't been there for many a year. Portsmouth, of course, championship team now. And Arsenal will be taking them on. And I'd expect there to be a lot of squad rotation. A lot of players need to be rested after what I saw the other night against Liverpool. Either a lot of those players are absolutely knackered and need a rest, or they need a strong talking to after that performance. But yeah, I expect there to be heavy rotation and a chance for some players. Could we see Nwaneri get a game? He hasn't even been figuring in squads recently. Surely Ethan plays in the game against Portsmouth. If he doesn't, then surely that means he's going out on loan. The rumours have been very strong that he is going to go out on loan this month. He's been linked heavily with loan moves to Bournemouth and also to Brentford. And there's said to be a couple of other Premier League teams keen on him. He does need game time. But are Arsenal going to keep him? Because we know that Arsenal don't want to sell him. We know they still love him as a player. 18 years of age, remember, so still very, very young. He's got his whole future ahead of him, but he needs to be playing football. So interesting going to be to see whether Ethan Nwaneri plays for Arsenal, starts for Arsenal, especially in that game against Portsmouth. I think if he doesn't figure at all in that, that is a massive indicator that he will be on his way out on loan this January transfer window. Yesterday was some great news as regarding Bukayo Saka, as he signed a brand new 5-year deal at Arsenal. This one's been rumbling on for over a year. We know that, Andrea Berta got deals sorted out for Gabriel. There was a new contract for Saliba. And these are huge players with huge value on them, which, teams right across Europe would love to sign. Saka, of course, is the big one, described as a franchise player at Arsenal. In other words, a type of player that's like the headline player for the team. And Arsenal have tied him down to a brand new contract. His current contract was expiring in June 2027, but he signed a new deal that keeps him at the club until 2031 for reported wages of £300,000 per week. Not bad. Not bad if you can get it. But listen, deserves. Still only 24. Probably Arsenal's best player. Him or Declan Rice. One of England's best players. I'd say, one of England's dead cert players as well. After Harry Kane, probably the next player on the team sheet for every game, if he's fit, is Saka. He's been brilliant for Arsenal, brilliant for England. And he's valued at around about £130 million. Now, this is great news for Arsenal. Great news that we are holding on to our very best players. When you think about it, if Arsenal wanted to cash in on a player like Bukayo Saka, it would be pure profit. He's come through the system from Hale End, made it into this superstar status, valued at around about £130 million. All the top teams around the world would want him, but Arsenal have kept him. So it shows, number one, ambition, stability, and also that Arsenal are keeping our best players. That has not always been the case over the years. But over the last few years, especially since Mikel Arteta's come in, and the last few years, we are finally doing what we wanted to do many, many years ago. And that is not only buying the best players, but keeping hold of the best players. And we've done that with Saliba. We've done that with Gabriel. Now with Saka. It's great news for the team. It's great news for the future that these guys are bought into the vision of the club and they don't want to leave. And it's fantastic news. And the next player that Arsenal are set to offer another, renewed deal to is going to be Declan Rice. So it's just great that they're tying down all these players. Remember, Saka still only 24. Seems like he's been at the club. Well, he has been at the club forever, but it seems like he's been there for ages and ages playing for the first team. But he's still only 24. So well done to Andrea Berta, to Arteta for signing our top player, locking him down into a long contract. Great news for the football club. Now, Arsenal, as we know, are on the lookout for exciting young talent this January transfer window. And they've identified Mateus Mane of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, in a dreadful season for Wolves, this kid has emerged as that sort of one bright spark in a real dismal time that they've been having. He's sort of burst onto the scene recently for Wolves. Again, a bit like Saka, he's come through the ranks at Wolverhampton Wanderers, still only 18 years of age, and he's been exciting this season. Couple of goals, couple of assists, and really, really looks a top talent. Now, Team Talk, they're reporting that Andrea Berta has been in contact with Wolverhampton Wanderers about the availability of the exciting centre forward. He can play centre forward, he can play on the wing. Wolves don't want to sell him right now. They really don't want to sell him. As I said, he's come through their ranks. They got other clubs chasing him. Newcastle are very, very interested. No surprise, Chelsea. He fits perfectly into the type of player that they like to sign, very young. No significant offers coming from yet. A significant offer could get him away from the club this January. It's more than likely that he goes in the summer because, listen, despite a little revival that Wolves have been having, they're going to get relegated at the end of the season, and they're not going to be able to hold on to a player like Mateus Mane because if he continues what he's doing now, every top club in the Premier League is going to be interested. So it's going to be interesting to see what clubs do. Do teams try and move for him right now? Do Arsenal try and go after him right now and get him out, which they'd have to probably pay a bit over the odds? Or do you wait until the summer when, he may be more available, but the whole crowd of clubs out there are going to be trying to get him out of Wolverhampton Wanderers and come in with, waiving big transfer fees. One to watch this January transfer window, Mateus Mane of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal also interested in Tino Livramento. I spoke about this one a couple of days ago on the show. They really do like the 23-year-old right back from Newcastle. There's lots and lots of interest around it from Arsenal. This is real interest. Man City, another club that are really interested in him. As one of you guys pointed out the other day, I was reading the comments, he does have a bit of an injury-prone record. Do we want another injury-prone player? But I think the interest in Livramento from Arsenal is serious. Whether they try and make a move for him this January, that's another matter. But that is serious. So one to keep an eye on there as well. Also keeping tabs on Dani Rodriguez of Barca B. He plays for Barca Athletic. Been having a decent time there. Really been, making people open their eyes and really take a close look at this player. 2 goals and 5 assists already this season. Hasn't yet played for the full Barcelona team, but is interesting a lot of clubs around Europe, especially Arsenal. He can play on the right or the left wing. Exciting player, still only 20. His name's Dani Rodriguez from Barca Athletic, Barca B. So again, Arsenal keeping an eye on him. And as we know, Arsenal, it's one of the things they're looking at the moment are young players that they can bring in for, a fairly cheap price and turn into top players at the club. So one to look out for. And finally, Louis Copley, who's figured on the bench a couple of times for Arsenal this season. hasn't played for the full team, but was figured on the bench. He is going out on loan. For the rest of the season, the central midfielder, to Crawley Town. Again, another player that Arsenal would like to get game time. Even though his contract set to expire, it's been reported that he signed a new deal at Arsenal and they're sending him out on loan for him to get game time. Fun fact, which presenter at AFTV used to play for Crawley Town, who here Louis Copley's going out on loan? Cecil used to play for Crawley Town, right? Interesting fact there. He might be able to give us more of an insight of what Louis Copley can expect in his time at Crawley Town. So those are the rumours for today. Thanks for watching. As I said, it's FA Cup weekend. Don't forget, I'm going to be at the game tomorrow down there in Portsmouth, talking to the fans after the game. We're also doing a watch-along to it, so make sure you check it out here on AFTV. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.